Good morning friends. In this session I will take the phenomena of stress and the types of stresses in the member. In the previous lecture we have studied different types of loads, that is tensile load, compressive load, shear load, bending load, crushing load and torsion load. So depending upon the type of load, the different types of stresses are developed. Now the phenomena of stress. Suppose this member is not loaded. In that case, inside there is no stress is developed. As soon as the member is loaded, suppose tensile load is applied, the member is subjected for equal and opposite pull. Means the direction of force is the direction of thumb. Means it is subjected for equal and opposite pull. Then what happens? Inside equal and opposite force is developed. Inside force, the magnitude of inside force is equal to the applied force and direction is opposite to the applied force. Just we will see the figure. In the figure, this member is subjected for tensile load P. At section, what happens? This is the cut section of the member. So inside the figure is showing inside the equal and opposite force is developed. So the stress is defined as internal force upon resisting area. Correct? Now the type of stress depends upon the type of load. Suppose the member is subjected for tensile load, then the stresses will be tensile stresses. Suppose member is subjected for compressive load, then the stresses will be of compressive nature and the strain will be corresponding strain. Suppose the member is subjected for tensile load, then the strain will be tensile strain. If member is subjected for compressive load, then strain will be corresponding strain, that is the compressive strain. Now we will study what is stress, tensile stress. Tensile stress, suppose this is the member. This member is subjected for tensile load. This is subjected for tensile load is applied. Then what will happen? It will cause increase in length. It will cause increase in length and decrease in diameter. Decrease in axial dimension, that is the lateral dimensions will increase and axial dimension will decrease. Now the increase in length, suppose delta L is the increase in length and L is the original length, then the strain will be defined as the ratio of change in length, increase in length upon original length, and this strain will be known as tensile strain, and tensile stress will be the tensile force upon resisting area. Now suppose this member is subjected for compressive load. As the member is subjected for the compressive load, what will happen? That will cause the decrease in length. Suppose delta L is the decrease in length and L is the original length. Then it will cause increase in diameter. Lateral dimensions will reduce and axial dimensions will increase. This will result in increase in axial dimension and decrease in lateral dimensions. So compressive stress is defined as the sigma C, indicated by sigma C, and it is the ratio of the compressive load upon resisting area, and corresponding strain will be the compressive strain, and it is the ratio of decrease in length upon original length. Now next is the shear stresses, direct shear stresses. Suppose member is subjected for two parallel forces opposite to each other and they are parallel or tangential to the resisting area, parallel or tangential to the resisting area. In this case it is said that the member is subjected for direct shear stress. In direct shear stress, what happens? The member has tendency to shear off about the section. this is the sectional figure is shown. In that case, what is the shear stress? Shear stress is the defined as the ratio of the applied force upon the resisting or shear area, upon the shear area. In this case, this is known as single. This is the case of single shear. In this case, the single section is obtained. The area of this, suppose D is the diameter. D is the diameter of the rod, and it is shear off due to this force. And in that case, it is the shear stress is the ratio of the shear force upon the resisting or shear of area. That is pi by 4 d square is the shear of area. So direct shear stress is the ratio of shear load upon shear area. Now this is the case of double shear. When this type of member is subjected for this type of load, then it is said this type of failure occurs. Then it is said that shear failure, double shear failure. In that case, you have to consider both the area, because shear area is double from this case. So in this case, in double shear, we consider the ratio of the shear force upon the multiplied by 2 area of the rod, pi by 4 d square. This is the case of the double shear, and this is the case of the single shear. Now next is the bending stress. Suppose this beam is subjected for the bending load. Then the equation M upon I equal to the E upon R equal to sigma B upon Y. This is known as the bending equation will be applied. In this, M is the bending moment, I is the moment of inertia of the section, cross section, and sigma is the bending stresses, and Y is the distance of each strip fiber from neutral axis. The next is torsion. When the member is subjected for torsional load, the torsional stresses will be developed. In that case, we apply the torsion equation. The torsion equation is written here, that is T upon J equal to C theta upon L, that is equal to tau upon D by 2. In this, T is the torque, J is the polar moment of inertia, and theta is the angle of twist, and C is the modulus of rigidity, and A is the length of the object, and tau is the torsional shear stress, and D is the diameter of the member. When member is subjected for torsional shear stress, in that case, torsion equation is applied. Now next is the crushing stress. When the members are in contact with each other, two bodies are in contact with each other. Suppose these are the two bodies. These are two bodies. They are in contact with each other. So at the contact surfaces, compressive or crushing stresses will be developed if that members are subjected for compressive load. So what is crushing stress? Crushing stress is defined as when the two members are in contact are subjected for compressive load. It is the localized compressive stresses developed on the surfaces of the body in mesh. The body may be at rest. In that case, it is said that they are subjected for crushing stresses, and if they have relative motion with respect to each other, then it is said that they are subjected for bearing load. So what is the crushing stress? The crushing stress is defined as the ratio of crushing load upon projected area. The projected area, in this case, suppose this is the bearing, and this is the journal. And what happens? The crushing area will be equal to the projected area. The projected area is given by B into L. So crushing load is P and the projected area is B into L. So crushing stress is defined as the ratio of crushing load upon the projected area. These are all types of stresses that we have studied, and here we end the session. In the next session we will meet Thank you very much.